What's up, y'all? So today I'm gonna talk about a couple things. If it resonates with you, go with it. If it doesn't, go with it. So first things first, knowing your worth. Like at this moment, do you know what your worth is? And I don't mean to other people. I mean to yourself. Do you know what your worth is? Who are you? Have you woken up? Are you awakening? And if you are on a journey, you start to realize that there are people who are going to fall to the wayside. They're just going to fall away. And even though you care about these people, you have to understand or understand or overstand, however you want to say that, by the way. I will use understand for this purpose. Uh, you have to understand that you, yourself, for one, are the source player. What you see, you create. So, with that being said, you create. And if those people don't serve a purpose, they will fall out of that creation. They won't be in that narration. They will just fall to the wayside. And really, that comes down to it comes down to what you've seen in that person, how that person acts around you, or how your subconscious or your conscious mind has rendered that person. Because really, at the end of the day, your discernment, once you get to a level, you'll realize if you look at a person why they fell off, why you stopped messing with them, so to speak, or why it just seemed like y'all were on two different paths. Because you realize that they're not for you. You understand your real worth, and that they either they said something about you that you put to the wayside in your mind, or they would be talking about you. They would be toxic. There was some toxic energy that really wasn't for you, and that's why they got pushed to the wayside. And that's to be expected, especially if you're on this journey. So, really realizing that people are just going to go away because they're not for you. Others will come into your life. And if you're in a relationship or in a marriage, you have to make the decision on whether or not you want to continue that path. That really comes down to you. Because when you get to a certain level, you realize that everything is you and you are everything. So you can either go with it or do something different. It really comes down to you. So nobody can tell you what's the correct path to take. It really just comes down to you and what the experience you're trying to get out of that. If you've gotten enough experience out of that, kudos. You realize that, you understand that, and you move to something else. If you haven't, you stay. Some people always stay to the end. It just really comes down to how you experience that, what your takeaway is from that experience. So, yeah, go with it. Next, I will have to say, let's talk about the geopolitical spectrum as it stands. So right now, America is going through a tumultuous time. A lot of the Western powers are, and technically all of the world powers could go through this, but some world powers have more control over their narration than others at the moment, so to speak. So really what's happening is people are waking up to the realization that we've been lied to our entire lives. And a lot of people talk about we should be worried about the children and the younger generation and how they're going to grow up and how their psyches are being controlled and guided and manipulated. But really, you have to realize that there is a psychological issue an avalanche, really, that's headed our way, in which not just children, but even up to baby boomers and even older are realizing that everything that they were told is a lie and that things are not as they appear. And when they realize that, it's going to be a bit of a mind screw. And really, you just have to gain inner strength in order to be able to wrap your head around what has been given to you and move forward. Now, for me, it did take a bit, and I did cry. I broke down because it's a lot to take in that everything that you've been given is one big manipulation. There's a puppeteer controlling the puppets. So you just have to get to a point of realizing that there are powers at B that control the narrative and that they want you to stay in this cycle of manipulation, of psychosis, of of guiding your psyches to their endpoint. But right now, they can't do that anymore because there are people who are waking up who are understanding or realizing who they really are. And really, that is a byproduct of a lot of what they were doing because everything was off balance, so balance had to be restored. So people or older spirits were brought back. It is what it is. Um, and even though I was talking about geopolitical and kind of just went off into a tangent, let me finish with this. Things are not what they appear when it comes to the world powers. And with that being said, I have to say to my friends in the East, tread lightly. Tread lightly. To Russia, you have the stronger hand. Let it play out. Just let it play out. Because America is going through some changes. The Western powers are going through some changes, and the shifting is about to begin. So you just got to go with it. Okay? Now, I've stated once before, I could tell y'all stories about espionage, corruption, and RBMK reactors. I mean, literally, you can't make some of these stories up because it's just like all these historical events. Everything is so connected. It's so funny to me. It's interesting. So really, you have to realize, and I'm not talking about the masses. I'm talking about world leaders, the elites, so to speak. You have to realize yourselves where you're at the moment. You've been lied to and duped as well. There are people who are in positions of great authority over you that you didn't even want to question, who know more than what they've been leading you to believe. So, are you waking up? Well, are you? Now, I will leave you with mimicry. You have to realize that mimicry is an interesting feature that was added into the mix. And really, if you use your greater powers of discernment, you can realize that mimicry is one of the greater illusions that has been given to the world or to this realm. And what I mean by mimicry is if one person yawns, another will yawn, correct? If one person coughs, another will cough, correct? So, with that being said, where are we going? What are we doing? Use your understanding and realize what I'm saying. So, we go with it. It just is what it is at this moment. Where are we? we are in a new realm of possibilities. More possibilities than what they were peddling, but great possibilities regardless of that fact. So, are you ready? Are you prepared for what's ahead of us? What is to come? Because we're getting close. And we are about to move into a new realization that the old ways, all that old stuff, is going away. And y'all are moving into a new realm of possibilities where deities have come back, where there's some creatures that you've never seen before that are going to manifest themselves. So once the light shift occurs, yeah, just prepare yourself for that. So, with that being said, for the light workers, keep doing your thing. For the chosen, stay on mission. And for those who know, let's get it.